Hey guys, welcome back to Get Motivated and Fit TV. If you're new to the channel, the concept behind Get Motivated is to get more out of life. So today's video, what I want to talk about is my second week being back at the gym, and I just want to tell you the experience as well as what goes on in my mind, right, when I get into once I step inside that gym, right? Because I'm pretty sure you're asking yourself like, hey, I want to work out, but like I wouldn't even know where to start. So it's always good to come up with a plan. If you gotta write it down, if you gotta download some kind of app and just follow along. But for me, like it's all up here, and of course it's like over years of me being back and forth at the gym. But like if you truly want the results, you got to be consistent, you got to put in that hard work, and no excuses, right? Like even if you're tired, you still got to go in. Even if you feel like, nah, you know what, I'll go tomorrow. But trust me, speaking from experience, when I've said that in the past, I don't go that day. I say I'm gonna go tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, and like, you know what? I got so much going on. I'll go the next day, and before you know it, that's 3 days that you could have went and you didn't. Right? So, if you saw my last video, I talk about how I was sore, like from that Thursday when I went, and this was 2 weeks ago, and I think it was Wednesday that I was still sore. It was like crazy for my arms. Like my arms felt like they were T-Rex, right? Like I couldn't fully extend. So when I went this past let me backtrack. When I worked out at home this past Wednesday, and I did some dumbbell workouts. I did arms, shoulders, and traps, right? I have a deadlift bar and some 45s, and so I just went ahead and just did traps and or shoulder shrugs. And so I did that Wednesday. So Thursday I went to the gym. Same thing. I did chest and back, except the only difference this time around, I went ahead and did because the 2 weeks ago I only did 3 sets of 5 since it was my first time back. I wanted to take it slow, and even though I only did 3 sets of 5, I was sore, right? So this time around, I went ahead and again, right, I started off 25 on each plate, or 25 on each side, and I did a set of 10, and then I did a lap, and I came back in. Then I did, and this is all on the chest incline. Then I went ahead and went to a 35 on each side, and then I did a 10, right? And then I went and did a lap, and I came back in. And then on this one, I already knew, like, okay, if I was struggling 2 weeks ago with the 45 on each side, now I'm gonna break it down. So I did 2 sets of 5, right? And I did that, and in between, I did a lap. And then when I came back in, I went on the hammer strength, and I did the same thing. Basically same concept, and then I did a lap, right? So for me, what I like to do is I'll work on that. Like for example, if I'm doing chest, chest incline, I like to incorporate running in between the sets. It's something that I got used to when I would take the class, and taking the class is very it's hit, right? It's high intense interval training, so it's you're on the go. So for me, even though I'm slowly getting back into it, that's what I wanted to focus on, was like, hey, after I do my set, let me go do a lap, let me come back, catch my breath, and then go again for round two. And then I did the back. I did the same thing. I did the lat pull downs, and then I think they're called the back row. You're like basically you're sitting down and you just pull, and like when you're pulling, like you're squeezing your back. You want to imagine there's like a penny right in the center of your back, and you're like squeezing it, right? So I did that same thing, right? After each set, I did a lap. So I felt great, and I can honestly say from that workout, which was this past week on Thursday, I think I was sore maybe up until Saturday or Sunday. So like that goes to show that, okay, like my body is getting used to it again. So now I can, little by little go up in weight or do more reps. But again, right, like 2 weeks ago, I was, sore because it was my first time back. But as you progress, that soreness will, eventually, it'll go away. I mean, you will still be sore, but not as extreme as if it was your first time going back. So that was Thursday. So then Friday, same thing. I did 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then I did legs. And same thing, right? 2 weeks ago, I was struggling with 3 plates on the leg press, and then I was struggling with 2 plates on the hack squat. So this time around, I did the leg extensions first, and what I like to do is I like to do like 40 pounds, but I'll alternate with one leg, right? So I'll start with my left leg, and I'll just do 10 with my left leg, and then come back down, and then my right leg, and then I'll do 10, and then from there, then I'll do both, right? And I'll do like 5, and then on the last one, I just hold it for like 15-20 seconds, and then come back down, and then go up, go up in weight. And then eventually I went ahead and just, went both legs, right, for the leg extensions. And then I did lunges in between that. I just like picked a little spot in the gym, and I just did lunges going that way, and then lunges going back in between the set. And then from there, I went to the leg press. And the same thing, right? Like, okay, if I knew I was struggling with 3 plates, like, let me go ahead and, let me start with a plate on each side. So that was just the warm up. And then from there, I went ahead and added the second plate, and it felt good, right? The second plate felt good, but I did 2 sets of those, 2 sets of 10. And then, again, the third, instead of doing 3 plates, I went ahead and just added 25s. And the same thing I did, instead of doing a set of 10, I broke it down and I did 2 sets of 5, right? And that's just because, again, for me, it's like I don't want to overdo it so early of me being back and then I hurt myself. Because, like, I'm training my body like, hey, we're going to be in the process of lifting heavy, eventually, right? So so I did that, and then I went to the hack squat, and I just kept it at with 2 plates minimum. And again, right, I didn't want to put, like, 2 weeks ago I felt something pull on the second set, and this time around I didn't feel anything. Like, my body got used to it. Like, okay, we're gonna do this kind of workout, like, this is what we're gonna do now. And so I was actually thinking about, when I was on the treadmill, I was thinking about, busting out the phone and just showing you on my last 5 minutes of, what that looks like. But at the same time, it's like, I was drenched, and I don't know if I would be able to even hear a word that I would say, only because, like, for me, I like to conserve at the beginning, and then those last 3 to 5 minutes, that's when I pick up the speed. And it's only because, like, that's just the way I've always like, I've learned from, I would use the Nike Run Club app, and that's basically like you have a coach in your ear, like if you have headphones. And that's what they talk about, right? Like, you don't want to, especially if you're running long distance or for like 20-30 minutes, like, you don't want to, like, gas out all at the beginning. You want to pace yourself, and then the last 3 to 5 minutes, then pick up the pace, pick up the speed, because you're just training your body to where you'll be able to, in the event if you have to run, like, let's say, like, you're doing a 10-minute jog, let's just say, you start off slow at the beginning, those 5 minutes, then the last 5 minutes, pick up the pace, and that kind of thing, just those little things. But as far as with my mind, like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just know that once I get out of the car and I'm stepping inside the gym, like, I know, like, okay, like, this is what we're gonna work on. I'm gonna work on, like, for Thursday, I'm gonna work on chest incline, the hammer strength, and then back. Like, I know that for a fact. And if it's 3 sets of 10, it's gonna be 3 sets of 10. But sometimes, like, my body will be like, hey, we're gonna do this because it's feeling good. And sometimes I'll add an extra exercise. Like, as a matter of fact, I even did tricep dips on Thursday in between the incline and the hammer strength. I went ahead and did that as well. So, little by little, you're going to incorporate some different routines, some different workouts. But just listen to your body, right? If your body feels good, go that extra round or add those extra 5, 10 pounds. But if you tell yourself like, hey, I'm going to be here for an hour, that's it. You're going to be there for that hour. Don't, if anything comes up, unless if it's like a real life emergency, you're going to be there for that hour, right? That's it. As much as you're hurting, as much as you're tired, as much as you're feeling like, 45 minutes, it's enough. Nah, give yourself that hour, right? And then eventually, um as the days progress, the weeks progress, like, you'll do so much in a short amount of time frame. Like, honestly, like, I remember for me on Thursday, like, I was just, nonstop. Then eventually I'm like, oh crap, it's only 45 minutes and I'm already done. But I knew, like, hey, I still need to do 15 minutes, right? Like, at least I'm just doing an hour. So yeah, but hope y'all like, hope y'all got some kind of, insight on my routine. Eventually I will record myself, one day when I'm at the gym, so I can show y'all what I do. And it's just, again, right, to motivate y'all. And this ain't no competition. That's the way I always see it. Like, there's no competition just because someone else out there can bench press 300 pounds. Like, hey, by all means, right? Like, for me, it's all about putting in that work. Like, bottom line, like, showing up, putting in that work. And once you put in that work and you see the results, like, there's no greater feeling. All right, but hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all are blessed. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one.